the threats are real or not, Jordan has a habit of holding grudges against certain players who he feels disrespected him, and he actually keeps a running tab on these names so he could cross them out
So
one by
this is who
one
we're
once
talking
he got
about,
his
y'all. The
revenge.
GOAT.
I mean, here's one example. When I was playing baseball, Utah was in town to play the Bulls. They're practicing at the
The
facility,
greatest
and I'm going to say
basketball
hi to
player
John and Carl.
of all time. So this is a post I made. I'm gonna read it off my tablet. I know I got a 10-minute limit on TikTok, but we're about to go on ahead and definitively end this mindless, useless, garbage debate that people, for some reason in their mind, just can't accept. Here we go. With all the Hall of Famers, LeQuitter had helped carry him to all his championships. Did he even once three-peat? No. Did he take years off and come back and win a chip or two at that time? No. Was his peak more dominant than MJ's in the same amount of time? No. Did MJ ever jump ship chasing rings when his team wasn't winning rings like LeQuitter did? No. Did MJ ever lose once he actually got his team to the finals? No. Did LeQuitter absolutely dominate like no other player in the history of the finals the same way MJ did? No. Did LeQuitter ever make good on that promise of winning not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, or eight straight rings with the Heatles to even remotely be spoken of in the same breath as MJ's two three-peats? No. Did MJ ever hamper his teams from getting the right players the team needed to progress and get better in favor of trying to be the GM, coach, front office, and scouting teams? No. Did MJ ever once force the franchise to bottleneck themselves into a corner, forcing trades for MJ to play with his friends at Lake Quitter's little clubhouse, all while simultaneously giving up viable draft picks and also signing his buddies to exorbitant contracts that severely limited the team from making much needed moves in the future based on the team's current needs? No. I can go on, but I know you get my point. My comment needs to shoot all the way to the top so we can end this pointless debate once and for all. Anyone saying the quitter is the GOAT over MJ is so desperate to try and add up every little nuanced thing that Lake Quitter has more of, or objectively does better than MJ, as if that's a legitimate reason to put Lake Quitter as the number one GOAT over MJ. It's utterly ridiculous and now laughable. If we're being real here, Lake Quitter is definitely in the top 10, but he's not even 2 or 3. I'd say somewhere between 4 and 5. I definitely have Magic, Kareem, and Wilt above Lake Quitter, strictly for a number and dominant standpoint. Wilt is far more superior than Lake Quitter could ever hope to be. Wilt even said that he purposefully chose not to dunk every time and manhandle and ragdoll every single possession of every game because he wanted to prove that there was far more to his game than just to be a brute, gigantic behemoth having his way with everyone just because he was literally the strongest and biggest basketball specimen ever seen, up until Shaq mostly. So just imagine how much more absurd Wilt's numbers would be if he chose to actually dominate every game the way he could. That's it. That's that's the end of this. Okay? It's just that simple. A lot of you LeBron stands out there are so stuck on this longevity thing. But honestly, if we're talking about longevity, and I'm a little biased here, but there's absolutely no player in the history of the game that's been more dominant consistently and contributed more to his team's success than the big fundamental. Tim Duncan. His mama used to sing him a nursery rhyme before she passed away. So rest in peace to your mama, Timmy. We love you. I believe it was good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better than your best, or something like that. Uh, I'm a diehard Spurs fan, and I should know that, but it's honestly been so long since I've actually even said the phrase. I might have got it jumbled up, but that's kind of the gist of it. Basically, just keep improving until you're at the best point you can be at, and that's what Timmy always did. Uh, but anyways, not taking anything away from LeBron and his longevity, but people act like it's some kind of great, unheard of thing. I mean, look at John Stockton. I mean, there's countless players. AC Green has the most games played ever, and he's the most uh, consistent, ready to play, barely ever hurt, if at all, ready to go all the time player that's ever played. So don't come at me with like, oh, LeBron longevity, LeBron longevity. That's all y'all got. That's all y'all talk about. Talk about something else. Make up some other points, please. And not to mention the fact that LeBron was playing in the East when the East was weak. Everybody know, probably since like the Lakers, the three-peat Lakers with Kobe and Shaq. Since that time, for the most part, 95% of the time, the West was like the wild, wild West. Domination, blood, sweat, and tears. Like, for real, you better pray to God that your freaking best players don't get hurt in the West. Because you down one guy, whew, whew, you going to need some help. Just like the end of Game of Thrones needed. It needed some help. They fucked it all up. I wish I never watched Game of Thrones. But everybody wasn't gonna make it. Everybody ain't gonna make it. It's life. I'm being hyperbolic in reference to Game of Thrones. Ever since I first watched the show, I was like, homeboy got pushed out the window. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? I'm not watching this shit. Not to mention the fact Cersei and Jamie, that was some whole other stuff. But that's how we starting this stuff off rip. And then you said, two chops to the throat. Can I ask you something now? How I'ma see where I'm going if my eyes is closed? Lavelle Crawford's Can Her Brother Get Some Love stand up is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I've never seen a comedian tell a joke the first time, and it's hilarious. But he says the exact same joke, the exact same way, the second time. And the second time was actually even funnier than the first time. I ain't never seen nobody do that. I got less than a minute, though. I have ADHD. My Adderall ain't been ready because it's been out of stock. And they up here playing like I don't need my shit. And I do. But I'm hanging in there. It's going to be ready when it's ready. That's basically what they say at Freddy. I love to eat Mama's baked spaghetti. Frosty Pookie Eddie Eddie. Y'all ain't know I could rhyme, but I'm light skinned and fine. I was born in 89, and that was right on time. I took my girl to Applebee's on the first date. We lived together, and now she's mine. Woo! Yeah. I'm like Rondo, homie. I just dropped the dimes. But that's it, y'all. Your boy is out of time.